Welcome back to the Off the Scorecard podcast. I'm your host, Carter, and today we have a very special guest, Captain Casual. I'd like to welcome you onto the show.
How's it going, guys?
Well, thank you very much for coming on. I guess in short, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I am 24 years old. I'm born and raised in Ponte Vedra Beach. Uh, just recently moved up to Jack's Beach, just a little bit north of Ponte Vedra, and been I golfed a lot when I was younger, and I kind of went through a little bit of a stopping point because I got hurt with golf and stuff like that. But then I kind of got into surfing, and I've been surfing for the last 12 years now. So
Dang.
that's kind of been my life.
Does it ever affect your golf game?
I mean, when the waves are good and I just got off work, it's kind of hard to choose which one to go do. But I got to stick to my daily grind. So, you know,
Right. Oh yeah, yeah. That was actually how you found you. Was I was just scrolling the timeline, and then I think you were just like, suggested reel, and then it was. I mean, you're like, I'm golfing every day for a year, and then it was like you hitting some shot in a fucking like building with shit, and I'm like, yes, this is exactly who I need.
yep, yeah. I've every day I got to think of something new because, I don't want to be too like static on my videos, but I'm trying my best just to come up with something new every day.
Yeah, it's
But
been fun to watch.
yeah, I
What
know.
inspired you to do it? Oh, sorry.
Um, I know people want me to play some holes here and there for the videos just to kind of see what I can shoot. So I do try to do that as much as possible on the weekends. But what got me started was I have a very good friend, Sam D'Angelo, and he actually surfed every day for a year.
Mm.
And so I was in a couple of those videos helping him out, helping him film stuff like that. And just kind of seeing where he went, where his Instagram went with that, and his following base. And I was just like, dude, what could I do every day for a year that I love? And I just was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna just try and golf every day for a year.
Nice. Yeah, it's been super fun to watch, and seeing all the people kind of getting into it on the comments there. And I mean, you've been doing some crazy stuff. Like the last crazy one I remember, I think it was last night, was you hitting over like an active road.
Yeah. So there's this road just outside my buddy's house. It's called Third Street. It's a super busy road, and I got off work late, and really just didn't want to go hit balls at the range again. So I was like, "Yo, what should I?" I was asking my friends. I was like, "Yo, what should I do today?" And they were like, "You should hit over Third Street into my backyard and see if you can make it into a bucket." And I was like, "Yeah, I guess let's do it." And so we set up a bucket in the back and kind of just I went over there, I shot it, figured out it was like 97 yards. I picked the club and I ran across ran across the road, and I couldn't really see where the bucket was because of the trees in the way, but I had somewhat of an idea, and I just kind of locked in and did it, and it was a pretty cool video actually.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I was kind of nervous you were going to hit a car, but I mean, you had the confidence to do it. I mean, that would be the time where I would just thin it, or like it would be in someone's car.
Yeah, I I was definitely a little bit nervous, but I was like, you know what? I've been golfing every day for the last 63 days. I think if I have a wedge in my hand, like there's no possibility. There's no way that I'm gonna either hit it low or hit it like, you know, worst comes to worst, I'm chunking it over the cars. So I was like, I can do this.
Right. Well, and I mean, and this is called off the scorecard for everything that can be off golf related here. And I mean, you said you like to surf a lot. I mean, do you have any crazy or fun surfing stories? Any sharks that come up try to eat you, or I mean, anything you've seen out on the waves?
Yeah, so I mean, I've been surfing, like I said, for the last 12 years. I've seen a lot of crazy stuff. Probably the first story I could think of, the craziest story I could think of was my dad took me and a couple of my best friends to Mexico on a surf trip. And we flew down there and scored. I was like I was 14 at the time, and the waves were 14 to 15 foot. It was huge. Biggest waves I've ever seen in my entire life. I was absolutely terrified. My dad was like, you know what? Like, you got to just get out there and send it. You're a surfer. And I was like, all right, I guess I just got to go send it. So we went out. We all surfed. I had two buddies sitting on the beach, and we're in the middle of the desert, like straight up middle of the desert. And we're out there surfing, and out of nowhere, this like gray minivan just comes flying down this road. We think it's more surfers. They get to our car, they get out of their car, and they take a hammer and smash our window in, take take literally everything out of the car, phones, credit cards. There was a surfboard in there. I'm sure there was cash. I mean, I was 14 at the time, so this is 10 years ago. And
Right.
some sort of Mexican cartel just robbed us blind while we were surfing. And
Wow.
my buddies my two buddies are on the beach. One of them's like 12 years old and one of them's 13, and they're freaking out and they're screaming at their top of their lungs, like trying to get us to get out of the water. And I looked at my dad and I was like, "What do we do?" And he was like, we're just gonna wait in the water till they leave." And so they took all of our stuff and they were out of there pretty dang quick.
Right.
Um, but it gets even crazier. So we get to the beach, we meet up with my two best friends, and one of them's like crying. I think he was 12 years old. He was freaking out. And we we get in the car. My dad's like, we're all kind of just asking, we're all super young, so we're kind of just asking my dad, what's going on? What's the next move? And he's like, well, we don't have any phones, so let's just try to get out of the desert first. And we're like, we drove to this surf break that's probably I don't know, maybe an hour and a half from Cabo San Lucas. So it's in the
Wow.
middle of the desert. It's called East Cape. And great waves. Nobody was out there. Very like quiet spot. But I mean, I guess that's where stuff goes down.
Right.
So we drive over to Walmart, I think, and we use someone's phone. We call the kid that we're with. His parents are they just sold their company for quite a bit of money. So we call them, and we're also very good family friends. So we call them. They wire us money. We get cash. We go back to the house. We fortunate enough, we left our passports there. We had like one iPhone. So
Nice.
so my dad calls the police, and the police are like, "Yeah, we'll file a report in the morning. We'll pick you up. Where's your house?" And so they come at like 9 a.m. They pick my dad up. We can't surf. We're staying at the house. My dad goes off with the police, and he comes back like 12 hours later, and we're like, "What the hell? What took so long?" And he's covered in sand and dust and everything. Apparently, the police took him back out to the desert. They put a gun to his head and they said, "Give us like I forget what the number was, but it was like this. I think it was like $2,000 worth in USD." And they said, "Give us $2,000 or we're gonna leave you out in the desert." And,
Wow.
and my dad was like, "Well, we just got robbed, so we've got no money, nothing to give you." And the police ended up actually taking him to make a report. He made a report and just got a taxi home. And that was the end of this craziest story I've ever heard in my entire life.
Wow. Yeah, that's wild. Yeah. Have you gone back to Mexico since?
No, I have not been back to Mexico. I'm definitely a little scared, but there's some really good waves there, and I've actually been thinking about maybe going back this summer for a week or two.
Okay. I mean, we were down in the Dominican and that seemed like everyone was lovely there. I mean, I guess we didn't really venture too far off the resort, but I know that there's quite a few surfers out there, but I don't think the waves are as bad as there. Like I know Cabo, like you're not even supposed to swim because those waves get crazy.
Yeah, I mean anything in the Pacific is gonna get they're gonna get smoked by that ocean's just the biggest ocean. They have the biggest swell and um but no, the Dominican has really good waves. I think it's seasonal, but they have really good waves.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I swam a little bit, but I was like, yeah, I'm not a big surfer. I mean, we got a bunch of lakes in Minnesota where I grew up, but it's like there's no waves. I mean, a ripple is a wave in that
Yeah.
lake.
Boat wake.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're surfing behind that.
That's
Uh,
cool.
I guess one thing that I do like to keep along with everyone that I've had on here so far is it can be dead or alive. Does not need to be a golfer. Can be any historical figure, any celebrity, any businessman, whatever. You and three other people are golfing. Who do you want to golf with you? It's not a scramble. I mean, you just get to play golf with them.
You said three people?
Yep, because it'd be a foursome. So yeah, you and then three other people.
Ooh, um, I think I would first person I would choose would have to be Tiger Woods. I'd have to be able to play Tiger Woods. That'd be very, very cool. Um, Second person, there's a professional surfer of the name Andy Irons. He passed away in I think like 2005. He's a big influence on the surfing community, and he's from Hawaii. He's a great surfer. One of the only surfers to ever beat Kelly Slater. So I would definitely choose him.
Wow.
And then the fourth person, I'm gonna go with some sort of musician. I have to think for a second. Maybe like ooh, Stevie. I'd go with Stevie Ray Vaughan. I love Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Okay, you're the first person who's not named all golfers, so that's pretty cool. I think everyone's actually picked Tiger Woods for their
Yeah,
first person.
you got to choose Tiger Woods.
I mean, I think that would be crazy to see. I'd also like to get like John Daly and Tiger Woods, and then just kind of see them bicker. I want to see what they do.
Yeah, that would be awesome for sure.
I
Especially
wouldn't
if
even
they're
want to play.
yeah, you just gotta watch. That would be great, honestly.
Yeah, I'll drive the cart and keep the cooler full, and I just want to watch them bicker.
Yeah. Who would your three be?
Uh, I see. I thought it'd be kind of funny to like see like what George Washington or like Ben Franklin would say. Like some of
Yes.
those old ass dudes who probably wouldn't even know what a club is. I want
Yeah.
to know what like they'd be like. I mean, because that'd be kind of funny. And then I guess I never even thought of like the dream one that I'd have. I for sure want to have someone old like Benjamin Franklin. That'd be kind of funny.
Okay.
Um, and then yeah, probably some like yeah, probably Tiger, like some really good um player. And then gosh, I never even thought of who my fourth would be. Shoot,
Maybe favorite musician?
I have a lot. I mean, and I'm trying to think of someone that'd be really fun to golf with. Maybe like Elon Musk, just because he'd
Yes.
probably be really bad, but you just like stammer and be like, "Well, I'm gonna triangulate the position of this trajectory of this ball that I'm gonna hit here, and I'm gonna use my special SpaceX club that I don't have to swing."
Yeah. Literally some sort of crazy technology.
Yeah. So I think that'd be fun to golf with Elon. Maybe he's really good. I don't know. I guess I've never seen him golf.
Yeah, I have no idea. I have no information on his golfing status. So
Yeah. Well, Elon, if you're listening to this, you're open. I will buy you a round up here. I'll give you one free drink.
for real, I would love to play with him too.
Uh, well, very cool. And then I guess other than surfing and golfing, is there anything that you do a lot of your time with?
Well, right now I'm working pretty much 7 to 4 o'clock every day. So I mean, I worked today. Today's Saturday. I worked today. I worked Saturday, Sunday last weekend.
Wow.
So I've been on kind of a work grind, but um, you know, I don't have I besides like working out and work and golf and surfing kind of take up most of my time. But I used to play the piano a little bit, so I
Wow.
loved doing that. Um, but as for hobbies, I really don't have too many hobbies other than surfing and golf. They're both so fun. I just want to get better at both of them.
Right. No, that's super sweet. And then in Jacksonville, does it get like, can you surf all year round, or does it get a little bit too cold in the winter being North Florida? Or
No, so we typically wear wetsuits in the winter, and it's like it doesn't get below like 58, which is I mean it's cold, but it's not terrible.
Mhm.
It can be brutal for like a week or two where you're like, okay, this is gnarly. But the thing is we don't get, I mean, it's been flat here for like probably 2 months. I haven't surfed in like 2 months, which stinks.
Wow.
Um, so I mean, us in Jacksonville, we just try and surf when we can. If there's a wave, we'll make a way. So
Nice. I guess I don't know if it's such a big thing in your guys' neck of the woods it is up here, but if you go into the gas station, do you have like a go-to drink and snack combo that you're gonna grab?
ooh, probably going with probably going with some sort of electrolyte. But probably do Gatorade and like a Reese's. Those are like my two favorite things in the world. Like I love a good lemon lime Gatorade and just a 4 count Reese's. It's like my go-to.
Okay. The double stuff or just like regional or what are they called?
The
Regular.
big cups, the no,
Yeah.
the big cups are really good though because they have so much peanut butter in them. It's
Mhm.
just like you get that extra peanut butter, which is awesome. But I mean, I switch it up. I do the Take Fives. I do normal Reese's. I do big stuff.
Okay.
I do it all. I like them all.
I
Good.
just saw the other day that they came out with a guy tried them that I was with. I didn't try it, but he said it was not good. But they came out with Reese's peanut butter and jelly. I don't know if you've seen it or not yet.
No, I've not. I've the only weirdest one I had was like this, like it was like a lava cake, big cup Reese's, and it had like this.
Okay.
It had like a liquidy chocolate, like a liquidy dark chocolate on the inside
Okay.
with the peanut butter. And I honestly was not a fan of it. It was like a chocolate syrup. I didn't really like it.
Okay. Have you had like the like around the seasonal time where like they have the Reese's eggs for like Easter and like the pumpkins for Halloween?
Yes, those are, I go hard on those. I love those.
I think that is the perfect peanut butter to chocolate ratio on a Reese's, and I'll
Yeah.
die on that hill.
Yeah, they are really good. I do like the eggs. The eggs are so good. They just taste, they don't taste the same as a normal
No,
Reese's. It's not even close. They taste like, I don't even know. Maybe it has something to do with the paper that a normal Reese's is wrapped in, because
right.
A Reese's egg is just on like a is on just the normal white, cardboard sheet that they put underneath. So maybe it
Mhm.
has something to do with that. I have no idea.
Right. Yeah. I noticed that they did change it up. Like they made the chocolate thicker, and I think it ruined it for me. I don't know on which one it was, but I'm kind of nervous that they're gonna ruin them all because that was like I feel like everyone consistently said that that is the best one that they've ever made.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. I think the egg has definitely gotten worse over the years. But like when I was younger, when I was like 12 years old, like when it hit Easter, I was just all I would want to do is get eggs every time I went inside. I was like, oh, Reese's egg, Reese's egg. It's my go-to. Ever since I was a little kid.
uh, yeah, I agree with you. And I guess you had mentioned like musician with like your person that you want to golf with. I mean, is so who's your favorite musician right now in that? I mean, you had said what was his name again?
Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Is
He's
that your
yeah, I mean he's probably like ever since my dad had a disc, like this binder full of discs, and we used to just throw on all types of random stuff. I can remember putting on Shrek. There was a couple like there was like Peter Rabbit and stuff like that, but there was this disc in there, and it was a Stevie Ray Vaughan disc, and he's like this blues. He's probably like from the 70s or 80s,
okay?
probably 70s, and he's like a blues musician. He's like a just rock star guitarist, and if you get the chance, definitely listen to him. He's killer. He's got like I'm sure you've heard of it, Pride and Joy.
I probably heard it, but I can't think of the name.
He's got killer songs. Definitely gotta check him out. But he's probably one of my favorites. I think I'm kind of an old soul, so I like to listen to all types of like older music. I do like to listen to Elvis Presley. He's a good guy to listen to. I mean that was the song in my video yesterday. Love Elvis Presley. I do like Johnny Cash. I like
Oh,
trying to think of who else that's on the older side. I don't know. I kind of just like if it's a good beat and the vocals are good, I'm game for it. I like it. But I when I'm working out, I like to listen to like some sort of rap or like something to get me a little bit more amped up versus like
right,
just like a chill vibe. Like
right,
they don't really like go hand in hand. So I'll listen to rap maybe in the morning if I'm trying to get hyped before work or maybe before a round either, if I'm going out to play a round against my buddies and I want to make sure I whoop them, I'll
right.
throw on some rap. Um, Tame Impala, I like Tame Impala. They got some good vibes. There's a lot of like surfer vibes to their music and you know, I'm not the biggest reggae dude, but like it kind of just depends what my vibes are. If I'm like on a surf trip and I'm just chilling, I listen to like Jack Johnson, Bob Marley, um,
Okay.
kind of stuff like that. But that's kind of that's kind of like my go-to music spread right there.
I mean, yeah, it sounds like I definitely catch the surfer vibes on that, and then yeah, you kind of got it all. I mean, I feel like that's a lot of people. I mean, I know there's some people that just religiously listen to one genre, but I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm like you. I want to like have different music for whatever I'm doing because I don't want to
Exactly.
listen to like get hyped up at 7 o'clock at night before I
Yeah.
go to bed.
Yeah, you're not gonna listen to like some jazz or something, you know?
Um, if money like wasn't an issue, like what car would you go buy tomorrow?
If money was an
Like dream car, basically,
uh
or two or three. I mean, I
okay.
have it really hard to narrow it down to one.
Yeah, it's hard to narrow it down to one. But I what came to mind would definitely be like a sports car, but then I kind of thought about it for a second and I would go with like probably some sort of super fast truck because my lifestyle is always like surfing and golfing. I would need I own a truck at the moment. So it's really nice to have like a extra space in the bed and help move friends here and there or whatever. But I'd go with probably a Ford Raptor and just or like a
Okay.
TRX, make sure it's long traveled, got crazy suspension on it. Want to be able to go off-roading, go down the beach. Stuff like that. That's like my goal is to long travel my truck because I think it would be so cool to just like drive over curbs and like just kind of just go out off road and through some mud and go over curbs or like take out like a stop sign or something.
Yeah.
Just like not even feel it. Like just like boop right over, Where like my car right now, if I ran over a curb, it would be like you would probably like hit your head on the ceiling.
Right. Yeah, I've seen those videos on Instagram, like those Raptors that are like just like driving on the like I don't know, like driving like this course, and it's like the gravel, like the road's going like this, and there's like floating across the top of it.
Yeah, so that's long travel. That's that basically like your suspension and your axle are like just all separated to the wheels. And so when you're going over like crazy like bumps and stuff, your truck is just staying it's just streamlining flat and your suspension and tires are going
Mhm.
down. And like that like being in a truck like that is like I've been in it once and we went off-roading and it was like you would never expect like what these bumps feel like. They literally you don't feel them, and then you get in like a different car, and you're like, oh my gosh, like I can't even go over 5 miles an hour, but in this truck I can do like 60 and not feel a thing.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I think I do like Raptors. I think if I had to get another pickup and I could swing it, I would definitely just get a Raptor and the new style. And I'm not a big fan of like F-150s, but I would definitely swing a Raptor.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Ford either, but like, um, I mean, unless it's like a F-250, 350, 450, those trucks are badass. But I just think like if I think truck like my own personal sick truck, it would be honestly any truck. I would just want to have the engine customized and the suspension customized, and the body is kind of just preference for me, but
Right.
whatever kind of looks the coolest. But I really I just would like to have some really cool suspension. I would probably spend 15 to 20 grand on the truck and then 100 grand on the engine and the suspension, just so I could do what I want.
No, it's sick. That's I see. I grew up in a small town in Minnesota, so it was like there was like my dad was a Chevy guy, so it was like growing up as a kid. I'm like, oh, I wouldn't drive a fucking Ford. They circled the problem on that truck. I'm gonna drive a
Yeah.
Chevy, bow tie till I die.
Yeah, no, 'cause I get it. I like Chevy. My grandpa was a Chevy dude too, so I get you there.
Yeah. So I mean, and I mean, honestly, I don't care anymore. But yeah, I was just growing up like that. It was like, oh, look at that, Ford's being pulled down the road. Go figure.
Yeah, they have so many problems, and we have all of our trucks for work are Fords, and they shit the bed quite a bit. So
Ford haters in this comment, or yeah, everyone's gonna hate us now.
yeah, I mean, okay, well, 250s. We used to
Yeah.
we had a 350 at one point, and that was the most badass truck I've ever driven. It's just the suspension sucked, and I was like, dude, if you put crazy suspension on this truck, it would be badass.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I feel like that'd be hard though, because a lot of those trucks, I mean, you drive in those like 1 tons. I mean, they are just rough as hell because they're meant for pulling, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, they're like boats. They're so heavy and like That's why you would need some probably some crazy suspension. I don't even know what it would cost to long travel one of those, but it'd be probably a lot of money.
I guess that sparked an idea. So being you're surfing, I mean, I don't know how far out you surf. I guess I've never surfed on the ocean. Do you guys ever have issues like boaters not seeing you?
No, I mean the boaters usually stay away from the beach because they don't want to get. I mean our beach here is really it's from 400 yards out to where the waves break. It's pretty much the same depth. It's very very shallow.
Mm,
I don't think it probably doesn't get over 20 feet deep. So you know I guess most boaters are just worried about either hitting the bottom or getting too close to the waves and getting stuck on the beach because we actually had a sailboat during one of our hurricanes wash up on shore, and he was stuck there for like it was basically like some homeless dude living out of a sailboat, and he was stuck there for like 6 months, did not leave ever, just stayed in that thing, just held it down. Was
wait,
tri-
was that the guy that was like making like TikToks and stuff like that?
no, it wasn't that Captain Dan dude, but
Okay.
that was in Tampa. It wasn't too far.
Oh, okay, okay.
I think his name was Dan.
Yeah, yeah, Lieutenant Dan. Yep.
Lieutenant Dan, yeah, yeah, yeah. He was like a meme. He was like a meme. My buddy bought meme coin off of him or
Oh no.
about him, and I think he made some money off it too. So good for him.
You're right. Um, oh shit, that made me think of something. Oh, have you seen Sailing with Phoenix at all?
No, I have not.
This guy, he like worked at a tire shop and saved a bunch of money. He liquidated his 401k, bought a sailboat, and he only ever sailed in rivers, but he left from like Oregon or Washington and he's sailing to Hawaii solo with his cat.
I think I think I know exactly. He's on Instagram.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, he's got
Yes.
like Starlink and like I just saw some beauty company, Elf or something like that, gave him a care package of like snacks and stuff. Like literally flew a plane, found him in the middle of the ocean, and then dropped a package off to him in the middle of the ocean.
That's crazy. That's wild.
Yeah, and I just think that I mean his videos are so sick. I mean, I find sailing so cool, but like he's just going for it. I mean, just like, yeah, I've never done this before, but I'm gonna travel 3,000 miles across the ocean.
Dude, see people like that get all my respect. Like if that's what you love and you think you can make something out of it, just go for it. Don't hold back because you know there's always the question is like, would this work out? And you might as well just find out. We don't have too much
Right.
life on this earth. You might as well just try it and see if it works. That's kind of what I'm doing with my Instagram, my golf Instagram. Just kind of like watching what my buddy has done with the surfing every day for a year. I mean, I don't know if he's actually made like a living, but I know he's getting like discounted on boards. He's getting discounts on clothes. He just got a sponsor with this clothing company, and like if you're a big enough influencer, you can live off of that. So
Mhm.
and I don't think that's like my goal is to be like an influencer, but I think it'd be really my main goal when I started it was to meet a lot of cool golfers and be able to play at like courses that I've never been able to play at, like private courses and
Mm.
stuff like that, and kind of just get more golfing opportunities. And then at the end of the year, I could be such a good golfer that who knows? It's not. I wouldn't say like I would try and qualify for like the U.S. Open, but it'd be really cool to be like a lot better than all my friends, like guaranteed, and maybe win some money here and there.
Great. Yeah, that'd be nice. My goal was to get really good at golf, and then um, I just gave up after just like just getting. I mean, just after like I mean, I got decent enough, and then I bought new irons, and I've said this before, and my game's just gone downhill. So I've just given up. I'm just like, yep, we're just gonna go and have fun now. If I play well, I play well.
Yeah. Did you get a fitting?
They so he kind of yes and no. So they were. I bought them off a guy who does fittings, but he works for a different company, so I bought his irons off of him.
Hmm.
So I did try him out, and they when I was hitting him off the turf, of course I was fucking Tiger Woods reborn. I guess he's not dead.
Always.
Tiger Woods
Always.
spawn. And then as soon as I took him onto the course, it was like whoop whoop whoop,
Yeah, you're
two
like,
feet.
yeah, yeah. That's the one thing I hate about Jacksonville is like unless you're part of like a private club, you're like 1,000% of the time you're hitting off mats. And like hitting off mats stinks. Did I just lose you?
Nope, you're good.
Oh, okay. Sorry, something just popped up my phone. Um, I just I don't like hitting off mats. I just you
Mhm.
like you said, you're like you're always hitting it good. You can't chunk it. Unless you top it, like you're you're gonna hit it pretty dang good.
Right,
Um, it's a lot of you're never gonna catch your toe or your heel, so you're never gonna like. I mean, you will, but you're not gonna like slice or hook it as bad as you would on the court.
right. Yep,
So it's kind of hard to go hit mats and then go onto the course and feel the same way because it's not the same feel. And
right.
golf to me, and I'm sure it is to you as well, is it's all feel, So if you feel uncomfortable on the shot, right from the get go, you're probably not going to hit it that great. And if you do, you probably got lucky. And
Yeah.
golf is a lot of golf is probably luck too
Yeah,
for
probably for most people.
yeah, for you and I and the average golfer, unless you're like Scotty or something. But
Yeah. But then you're making money on it, so then you have to be good at it.
yeah, if
I
you're
lose
so
money
yeah,
when I golf. There's a difference between me and the pros. I do it because of the love. They do it for the money.
yeah, 100%.
Um, yeah, well, I mean, I guess we're kind of getting towards the end here. Is there anything that you'd like to get off your chest before we close it up?
No, not really. I just kind of just stoked to talk and chat and learn more about front nine. Well, actually, yeah, explain to me some stuff about front nine. I want to hear what's going on with front nine.
Um, yeah, so I mean, this podcast will probably come out after the launch date. Launch date is June 1st. So that'll be happening. It'll finally be available to the public. You are some of the lucky few that ended up getting it before it was available to make sure it's everything that I wanted it to be. And yeah, you got these hats are not even released. No one, you can't buy these anywhere. Not even after the launch. And yeah, I mean, it's exciting. We got some other stuff in the works that'll hopefully launch maybe at the end of the summer. Got some other glove designs in the mix that are I mean, I think some of them are really cool. They're all pretty creative. Nothing out there that's like it. I mean, there's a lot of custom designs out there, but I think mine are pretty unique to what I do.
Yeah, and like I've golfing every day. I golf with like all my buddies. Like every other day I have a different buddy there with me or one of my friends pops up or whatever and I've gotten a lot of really good comments on the hat. Everyone loves the hat. They think it's sick. I actually had a buddy ask me where he could get it. And I was like, I don't even think you could buy one to be honest with you, but he loved the hat. He loved the concept of it. And then everyone is like, "Where did you get that glove?" And I just tell them where it's from, where I got, how I got it, and stuff like that. And I just got back from the beach, and I was showing a friend, what your glove looked like, and they were like, "Dude, that is the coolest glove ever." Especially like all these people, all my friends being on the coast here in Jacksonville and Jack's Beach, they're like, "Oh, it's got a wave on it. It's totally
Hmm.
you." Everyone, they're like, "Oh, dude, I got to get one of those gloves." And they were also asking me, how it felt around your hand, and I have nothing bad to say about the glove. I was like amazed on how good it's like held up for me golfing for the last 30 days every day with it. And it's super comfy. It doesn't feel like a $15 glove from, PGA Superstore. Like it feels like something you would get from Titleist, like a nice Titleist glove. So I love
Appreciate
it.
that.
I really do love the glove.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, a lot of work went into making sure that it was going to be the best it possibly could. That it was gonna, and that was I never even thought about the fact that like it's pretty dry up here. We get a little humidity in the summer, but not like what you guys get. And I didn't even think about that the humidity affects the
The
way it
love.
performs. And I'm glad to hear that you haven't had many issues with the humidity.
No, yeah, no. I mean, it really hasn't. And some when I leave I leave my bag in my car
Mhm.
every day because I don't know what time I'm getting off work, and the golf course is like 3 minutes from where I work, and it's just the most accessible. I've kind of made a name for myself there, so I kind of just go there to hit balls or chip or walk on or maybe even just I try to just walk on because there's just zero chance I'm gonna be able to pay money to golf every day for a year. I don't have it like that. So I don't even know where I was going. Oh, yeah. So the glove sits in my car every day. And sometimes with the heat, but this happens to like all the other gloves I have too. Sometimes it's like a little bit crinkly at first until I
Mhm.
kind of wear it in, and then it's totally good. But I feel like you find that with almost every glove.
And that was my thing is I beat the hell out of it. I don't treat my glove. I probably treat it worse than most people would because I want to make sure it's going to hold up. So I mean,
Yeah,
I'll literally like crumple it up and just throw it in a pocket and zip it up and let it sit there for 3 days.
exactly. So I mean, I try not to do that because I want this glove to last me as long as possible. But yeah, no, it definitely it holds up very well for you know any golf club standards. It's the top of the line for sure.
Well, I appreciate that. Um, and I guess you are on Instagram, and are you on TikTok too, or just Instagram? Or where can people find you?
So Instagram, it's Captain Casual Golf. I started posting my videos on TikTok, but I think what the smart move to do is to wait till I'm on day 365 on Instagram and then just post them every day after that. Just like basically go another year, but it's all just like uh redo of what I did that year just on TikTok. Maybe it'll bring me more viewers to my Instagram, and then I don't have to like come home, edit my video, go on Instagram, um, put a cover on it, type out what I want to say in there and think of like it honestly a lot goes into it, especially when you're working as much as I do. It's like another full-time job. Like
Mhm.
I get done at work at 5. I go make my video. I go have dinner. I come home, shower because I'm usually just nasty. And then I edit my video. I put it on Instagram. And by the time I'm done doing all that, it's like 10 o'clock. And I got to be up, pretty dang early the next day. So it's a grind for sure. But
Mhm.
yeah. So for now, it's just going to be Instagram, maybe YouTube in the future, maybe more than
Okay.
likely TikTok, but maybe YouTube. I mean, I would have fun making like a full 18 hole video and putting it on YouTube every once in a while. I think that'd be pretty cool.
For sure. Well, I guess for now we'll just put your Instagram in the description, and if you want anything else added on, we can probably do that in the future.
Sweet.
Uh, well, I appreciate you very much for coming on, Captain Casual. Everyone, make sure you go check him out. He's got 300 or not. You're on day 63. Well, this will come out, I guess, in the future, but you've got a lot of days left. Like at least as of right now, over 300.
Yeah, I've got 300 days left. It's gonna be a grind because I had one day I was sick and it was like, oh, dude, I don't know what to do. Well, it's like, oh, I don't feel good. I don't want to go film, but I got it done. It's a grind though. It's a grind for sure.
You should have done it up here because then you'd only have to do it. You'd be like golfing every day for the golf season, day one of 48.
Exactly. Yeah, right. Yeah, no, we're lucky
Yeah.
enough to have great weather here pretty much all the time. I mean, we get some pretty nasty storms and hurricanes, but I'm sure I'll figure it out when it comes to that.
Well, I appreciate you very much for coming on the podcast, and I look forward to watching the rest of your videos for the year and maybe having you back on at the end of the year and seeing what things look like.
Hell yeah, I'm always down.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for coming on, and everybody go check out Captain Casual on Instagram, and I hope everyone has a great day.
Thank you, Carter.